Shoot again.
Biologist Dr. Lauren Frank is trying to warn the world about the alarming death rate among certain endangered species. Here's his take on the situation.
Africa is the last stronghold of the large animals, and it's our last chance to save the world as it has been for hundreds of millions of years.
Are we running out of time?
I don't think it's too late, but it's getting close.
How do you tell a farmer who's living on the razor edge of survival that killing the beast that eats his livestock is wrong?
It's very, very difficult, and I cannot honestly tell a traditional pastoralist that he should maintain wildlife simply because we in the West want him to. These people have been told by conservationists for 50 years now, you protect the wildlife and your life will get better. Well, for the most part, that hasn't been true. We might be able to survive as a planet losing various bits and pieces, but we can't lose it all at the rate we are losing it and still have a habitable planet a few hundred years from now.
The illegal trafficking of ivory and rare animal pelts is an epidemic seen throughout the habitats of endangered animals. It provides the primary incentive for the massacre of a species, pushing them to the brink of extinction.
If we journeyed back 15 years, we would witness millions of elephants triumphantly walking the planet Earth. Today, we can only hold witness to a struggling few. There are only 35,000 elephants walking the savannah today. Poachers have been hunting and slaughtering these majestic creatures. The hunt is for these elephants' valuable tusks. More than 100,000 elephants have been killed in a matter of 3 years. These elephants' tusks are made of ivory, a highly valued material. Ivory is a popular material in many top-of-the-line items, such as jewelry, art, chopsticks, and other expensive items. At the start of the century, there were thousands of pandas roaming the earth. Today, there are just barely over 1,800 pandas still alive. Pandas have been slaughtered over the years for their felts. A single panda felt can be sold for millions of dollars. Leading wildlife organizations have predicted that in 10 years the slaughtering of pandas will end, as the pandas will have become extinct.
There is hope for the animals that are the victims of poachers. People care about these animals and they are doing something to help stop the issue. In 1973, the CITES Treaty was written. The purpose of the treaty is to protect plants and animals from becoming endangered or extinct as a result of international wildlife trade. Currently, 181 countries and unions have signed the treaty. The rules of the treaty are split into 3 parts. Part 1 lists species that are threatened to become extinct as a direct result of wildlife trade. The treaty bans all trade of the animals listed in that section. Part 2 lists species that could become extinct if trade of the animals listed isn't regulated. The treaty places restrictions on the trade of those animals. Part 3 lists animals that countries request help in regulating the trade of. The treaty assists these countries in the protection of the animals. Animals aren't the only things that need to be protected to fight poaching. The people fighting to end animal poaching are also the ones that need to be protected. According to the International Ranger Federation, it is estimated that at least 2 rangers are killed each week. One organization dedicated to the protection of park rangers is the Thin Green Line Foundation. Here's a clip of Sean Wilmore, founder of the Thin Green Line Foundation, and a fellow park ranger, explaining the purpose of the foundation.
We're sitting in the Born Free Foundation offices where people focus very much on saving animals. Where does the thin green line come in?
Well, we look after and protect the people protecting the animals, the park rangers. So many of our rangers are actually under fire, protecting those very species that Born Free and others care about, and we care about too. I suppose our angle is just a little bit different in that we give our attention and whole support to those rangers looking after those animals.
In order to stop the extinction of animals, park rangers and animal reservations need new ways to stop poaching. Luckily, people are coming up with new and creative ways to stop poaching. Parks are using drones to stop poachers. Some parks are removing or modifying horns and tusks from their animals. And anti-poaching dogs are being used at reservations. Jamie Yamer, a wildlife and security manager, talks about the use of anti-poaching dogs at Old Jogi Wildlife Ranch in the following video.
My name's Jamie Gamer, I'm the Wildlife and Security Manager, and I've been at Old Jogi since 2007. We've got two different breeds of dogs. We've got bloodhounds, and their primary function is tracking people. We train them to follow people, and they do that very successfully. More recently, a couple of years ago, we brought in Belgian Malinois, and their primary function is to accompany the armed units at night, and their description is an attack dog. The bloodhounds are born with an instinct to follow. They're very easy to train from a very young age. The training comprises 6 days a week. We have 1 day off, and sometimes on that additional day off we will do lineups. Other than that, it's using different scent media in different locations and different ages of scent. So there's some scents that we would refer to as a hot scent, other scents that are much older we would refer to as a cold scent. And like I said, using different scent media, they'll follow someone from a footprint, they'll follow someone from something that they've been handling, maybe their mobile phone, maybe some keys, maybe a spent cartridge case. They do that then in official cases in real life, and very effectively. We have arrested a huge number of people, thus reducing crime in the entire...
You can also have an impact on these animals' lives. You can raise awareness about the issue, donate or volunteer for organizations that are working to stop poaching, or you can even become a ranger if you want to. The possibilities of what you can do are endless. It is our job to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves.
Two tries.
Stop it.
You can stop. Damn it! I